Justin Heideman joins us now, and Justin, anybody watching that story is going to look at that and say, boy, this is a cut and dried case. But it's never that simple, is it, when you get into a courtroom?
It's never that simple. When you get into a case, the reason it's a case, the reason it goes to trial, is because there's something about it that causes both sides to not be willing to give. If there wasn't a controversy, if there wasn't an issue, you'd never go that far.
But I'm a layman, and I'm looking at that story and that case, and I'm going, what could the other side possibly be arguing about? What leg do they have to stand on? This woman's got snakes coming out of her floor.
You know, and you wish that that's what it was. I mean, for the general public, that's what you would look at. But as an attorney, as a judge, as in the legal process, we have to make sure we get the right result. And so there's rules, and you have to play this game by those rules, hopefully to come to a conclusion that can be upheld under scrutiny. And that's where we're at now. We're on appeal.
As maddening as that may be.
It can be very frustrating.
What was the biggest challenge that you faced in this case?
I think, honestly, the biggest challenge is dealing with the time frames and the emotions of the client. When you start with a client, the first time you listen to the case, it's really not that difficult because the conversation is one that you're analyzing from the legal perspective. But after a couple of months, and in this case after a couple of years, that person is far more than just someone who's walked in and is a client. They're a friend.
You know them.
You know everything about them.
You're almost living their life with them.
You are, and the frustration is they know that you're their best chance to get through this problem, and it's going to take time.
So how do you keep clients going in cases like this where it's going to be a matter of years, not months, not days, years?
You know, that's probably the biggest challenge that every attorney faces. And I don't think it's just from the client side. I think it's from the attorney's side. I think it's also from the defense counsel side. When you hear this story so many times, when you go through the difficulties that are there, and when you experience it on that level, it's very emotionally draining. And what you try to do is really become a support group for each other. I think that's why they call us counselors at law as well as attorneys.
And it's emotionally draining not only for the client, also for you too.
That's a lot of pressure. I mean, you realize that their hopes and dreams, their life is revolving around what you do. You've got to do a good job.
Now, this wasn't just another case, and I know that because you had told me before that your family actually was in the courtroom to hear the verdict. Yeah,
Mom and Dad and everybody else showed up to hear it. This became personal. This happened in my parents' hometown, and you know, they live there in Hurricane, which is right next door, and they knew these people. Lana actually got in contact with my mother through the course of the case, and so my parents and my family became involved. It became a very personal fight for us.
So where do we stand right now? How close to the finish line are we?
We're close. We're on appeal. The final appeal, I would anticipate.
So you can see the finish line.
It's just right there. we just have to wait the time to get there, and I'm looking forward to that. I think that when it goes up on appeal, when it's reviewed, the appellate court is going to find just like the trial court, and they're going to believe Lana Hone.
Well, if anybody deserves justice, it's Mike and Lana Hone. Thanks for giving it to them.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.
I appreciate it. Justin Heideman from Heideman, McKay, Heugly, and Olsen joining us here in studio to talk about an amazing case down in southern Utah. If you've got a case or you just have legal questions, something you're wondering about, give them a call. You can pick up the phone and dial 801-812-1000. That's 801-812-1000, or just go online and go to hmho-law.com for Heideman, McKay, Heugly, and Olsen. I'm Arky, and that's a wrap for Power Attorneys, Utah's Legal Weapons.